Many Eldar, indeed most, will tell you that the path is a cage, cold, rigid, and necessary. Some call it a prison masquerading as philosophy. Others whisper that it is a bulwark whose price is the essence of a life that might otherwise burn too brightly. But to Amranel, the path was always a marvel, a covenant he would have embraced of his own will, even had no one urged him towards it. What joy could be greater than to devote one's entire being to a discipline, to exhaust its every lesson, to press its secrets so close to the soul that at last one may part from it without sorrow, because nothing remains unknown. For him, the path was not a chain, but a curious game, a winding trail where every turn promised discovery and every detour could be abandoned at will so long as one knew the way back. He had wandered through the path of the provider until his craft-world kin had tasted every dish his hands could conjure. He had leapt into the path of the corsair, where the galaxy itself was a hunting ground, grotesque prey falling before his laughter as rare relics filled his grasp. Even the path of the mourner had not been beneath him. There, his tears were wept for those too broken to weep for themselves. Amranel held three certainties within his heart. First, he would flit, butterfly-like, from passion to passion until the universe itself guttered out. Second, he would never betray the tenets of the path and would always aid those who wandered beside him. Third, he would never allow himself to become trapped in a cul-de-sac of the soul. Once a prophet had appeared in his dreams, warning him that this triangle of conviction would collapse the day one of its points was lost. Amranel had laughed in the prophet's face, and the vision had scattered like mist. Yet the taste it left upon his tongue lingered still. Every century, when it came time to choose his next turning, Amranel climbed the highest spires of Naka and gazed upon the painted sky, the ghost clouds drifting across it. There he always found his answer. That day, the answer came in the shape of a figure, clad in blue, radiant with a contradictory aura of freedom and restrained violence. She drifted towards him, borne aloft on wings of grace. "Why have you never flown with me?" she asked. "Because I did not know I loved you," he smiled. "Do you mean me or the colors I wear?" "Today, I cannot tell. Tomorrow, perhaps both." Her name was Favina. Together they soared, first through the skies of the swooping hawk shrine, and later through the storm-racked heavens of war-torn worlds. But in time she grew distant. From where he stood on the path of the hawk, Amranel knew she was drifting towards the dead end of the Exarch. He did not stop her. She was free, even to surrender her freedom forever. He loved her still, even when she was swallowed by the ancestral chorus that dwelt within her armor of blue. Even when he could no longer touch her, he would have liked to say farewell. Even in war, Amranel remained joyful, ever the playful spirit. He was the one who flew too high, who had to be called back into the formation. His Exarch scolded him. And beneath that mask, he imagined features both familiar and alien. Stern, as a glaive was waved before his helm to command him lower. He always obeyed. Almost always. It was during the defense of a webway gate that one of the Monkeys' abominable flying bricks slipped the blockade. Laden with rad bombs, it reeked of death as it clawed for altitude. Too fast for the hawks to intercept, it became a blazing mote, a malignant star against the false firmament. At that moment, Amranel remembered a curious human fable of a man who sought the sun with wings of wax. He heard his Exarch order a withdrawal, but the words no longer bound him. His wings beat to their breaking point as he rose towards the craft's blazing tail. The furnace heat scorched his flesh through his armor. Pain summoned the echo of that ancient dream and the prophet's shadow once more. "So you are always right," he jested. "This does not amuse me," came the reply from the image of the prophet. "Very little ever does. No matter, will you hear my last words then?" "Speak, hawk," whispered the prophet. The Exarch saw her wayward warrior unleash his grenades into the craft's rear, detonating its payload in a flare of ruin. Amranel's armor melted away in the inferno. Only his spirit stone remained, cast out as a crimson spark into the void. The exarch caught it in cold fingers, silencing the faint voice that lingered within. There was still a war to win. Later, a message came to her through a seer, the recorded words of the fallen, smiling even in death. "Will you grant me a body so that I may go on annoying you?" And so it is that Amranel endures. Now known as Free Horizon, he still soars too high, always needing to be called down with a gesture of the glaive.